Hi guys, it's Patricia. How are you? Hope you're doing okay. Um, Hope everybody's healthy. It's getting close to summer and you want to do some stuff, so everybody get healthy. Um, and if you can't, then, that's okay too. Just out hanging out with my guinea pigs today and decided that you might want to get a look at them. This one right here is Valentine. This one is Marshmallow. And the black and white one up there is Oreo, obviously. So I cleaned their cage again, and they just deposit these big pockets of hay and bedding all over the floor. We're trying to find a better solution, but for right now, this is what we have, and you need some bedding because it's a grill at the bottom. So we put pads down, like the pea pads, and then we put dollar store the drying pads that you put next to your sink in the kitchen. The drying mats, yeah, that's what they're called. So we put those on top of the pea pads, and then we put the bedding on top of that because I don't want them chewing up the drying mats. They're not expensive, but I'd like for them to last a little while. So we got these new chews for them. They're called Ircoon Small Pet Chew and Fun. I'm not sure where the fun comes in. It's just they're really hard as a rock, but they love them. So they're different flavors and stuff. Anyway, then they have the vitamin C that the guinea pigs cannot get from anything except their food. So this one here, this is my Valentine, my Marshmallow. My husband named Marshmallow, and Oreo. So this past month we've had birthdays. We have, gosh, it must be about 10 people in my family with birthdays in March. It just seems like they just keep, doubling every year. But it's okay. We have November, December, February, and March, all birthdays. And then we have nothing till July. And then we have nothing again until November again. So it works out for us. We try to save as much money as we can along the way to help pay for this 4-month period of time where everybody's born. So, and I'm not sure how I did that, having 3 kids in 2 months. That's not how it happened. It was 2 years apart for 2 months, November and December. So anyway, we did the birthdays. I had somebody come in here today and help me clean the floors and everything. I had hurt my arm. Every time I reach over the level of my shoulder, it hurts. I'm not sure what it is. I do have to see the doctor, but my doctor's out of town. And the man who's standing in for him is seeing all of his patients. And with VA, I don't want to waste an appointment, but I get really tense when I walk into a doctor's office and there's 30 people in there. I just don't like people that much. I mean, I love you guys, but, these other people, they're coughing and they won't wear a mask. And I'm wearing a mask because I have a husband who's 73, so, and I'm 62, so we have, the ability to get real sick if we get COVID again. I don't want to get COVID again. Anyway, so my helper Marie comes into the house. She does the floor. She wipes down the whole kitchen. She cleans out my refrigerator. Today she vacuumed. I went out and mowed, and then she was doing some other stuff in here, just taking care of everything. And it was just a joy to know that it was all going to be cleaned up. All the laundry's done except my daughter is doing hers, and that's fine. I mean, by all of the laundry, I mean all the towels, napkin, everything we use in the bathroom, the kitchen, and our bedroom. That's what I wash. They wash their own stuff. Then today we cleaned off these 2 tables in here, and this one we put this table over here. We put all of the stuff that was on that table in the corner on this table over here. So it all belongs to my husband, so he can look through it and figure out what he wants to keep, what he doesn't want. I don't care. I'm just tired of telling him, please, could you clean that mess up, and him not doing it. So I did it for him. He does work a lot, and he does forget things. So like we do it all. Anyway, so that worked out today. After she left me, she went over to her friend's house to help her move. So that worked, or move some carpet out of her house, I think. So other than that, we're just hanging in there. My son's at a Comic-Con type anime convention today, and he's still passive. I don't remember where he is. Oh no, he's in South El Paso at the high school. Yeah, so a guy came in looking like Maui from Moana. Yeah, and he even had the big the hook. So he had that too. And then another guy came by, and he was Owen from Jurassic Park Dominion. So it's pretty cool, having a fun time just watching everybody's cosplay uniforms and stuff. So update on my children's father. If you include people in your prayers, he could really use it. He has gone from a demanding kind of demeanor to yelling at people really loud, like all of a sudden just screaming at people in the hospital. And then God bless America, I'm gonna fly in the house. And then whenever his mom's in the room, he wants to, mom, let's go outside. So okay, they're trying to find a bed in a dementia ward for him, and once they can find a cocktail of medications that works for him, they can transfer him to a nursing home. He is not expected to ever go home. As all this progresses, they think his house might be foreclosed and his car repossessed. They don't know yet. None of the banks have done anything about that kind of thing, and it's been since November. So my son is still living in the house, but I told him you got to get out of there. You're going to have to get yourself ready to move like now. So he thinks he could stay with his girlfriend, but they live in a very small house, and I really do not recommend that he goes there, because there's her and her mother and her aunt, and they're wonderful, and they say he can move in, but he's not good in closed spaces with a lot of people. The reason he was living in Dallas was because he couldn't stand being in a tiny house with us, with no anonymity. He didn't have his own room. He had to share it with his younger brother. His younger brother had autism and would be very inappropriate at times. And I don't mean in a really bad way. I just mean he would pick up his Donovan's the one with autism. He would pick up Sterling's stuff and play with it, and Sterling would come in and find him, and he would start beating the crap out of him. So we had to figure out a way to separate the two of them. So he's not really good in a small space with very many people. I hope that he is better than that now, that he's 23, but this was when he was 15. So, I don't know what kind of changes have taken place in him. I've only seen him about 3 or 4 times since he's been gone. It's not that I don't want to see him. It's that he lives 600 miles away. That's a full 10-hour drive from here. So other than that, we're looking around for a car for me. I want a Toyota. So that's what I'm going for. My son has a very old car that is in excellent condition mechanically, but the inside is just trashed. So since it's a 5-year-old car, or almost. Yeah, it's a couple of years away from 30 years. Um, it's an old Aurora, and it was the top of the line one that they had at the time. So it's got all the bells and whistles, but it is sat for decades. So the man whose wife owned the car was a is still he still works there, a mechanic. He owns his own shop, so he kept the car in prime condition mechanically, which is great. But and my son with his friends from high school and college, it's just gotten trashed over time. So it's my husband's car, but it's Donovan's car. Anyway, so my husband is driving his truck. We also have a sports car. We have a Saturn Sky, and then we have a PT Cruiser. So what we want to do is not have the black car, the Aurora. Have my son driving the PT Cruiser, which is actually a mom car, so that's kind of funny. And then I'll get a Toyota, and then my husband can still decide whether he wants to drive his truck, the Toyota, or the sports car. Because since I'm not working outside the home, it's not really a priority for me to have two cars. So anyway, so that's what's going on. My daughter's still in her modeling classes, and she has a open casting call tomorrow for 18 and up, 18 years old and up. And I think it's it's for a shop in town. I think it's a dress shop, possibly like bridal. I don't know. But she's going for the casting call anyway. That's kind of what she needs. As many of those as she can do. So, yay. So that's about it. Seeing my therapist still. I'm trying to talk through some stuff that I have been like, just when you're in the military and something happens in your life, you're given time off to process that, but not enough. And there's no way that they can have a standard by which you're processing. You just have to come back to work when they say to. So in the end, you end up pushing all that stuff down and going back to work. And yeah, you don't really process it. And after 4 years of that and 2 years of inactive reserves, I didn't deal with anything. And I had a baby that died, and a husband who was extremely abusive at the time. Not this husband. And just a lot of bad things went on. So these are things that I had to process through, but I didn't. So she's helping me with that. Mostly what we do is talk therapy, where I just sit there and tell her what's going on, and she goes, well, maybe this is the situation, maybe that's the situation. And she helps me figure out what's the truth. And that's really what I need, is somebody to just figure out what is the truth in this story or in this situation. So that's really nice. I mean, one of our episodes, one of our appointments, when I got home, I cried for about 3 days after. And like, embarrassingly enough, I couldn't cry in front of my family, so they didn't even see it. So anyway, I was very sad about everything at that point. But I feel better. I mean, knowing that I've at least dealt with it. I don't know if everybody involved dealt with it. I really don't. I cannot care right now, because I have to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else. So please remember that. If there's something that's going on in your life and you just feel like you're being pulled in 10 different directions, remember that you have to take care of yourself before you can do anything for anybody else. And that means inside and out. I mean, like your feelings, your physical health, your mental health, you have to take care of yourself. I used to tell this, my friend was like, no, my babies are the most important thing in the world. I said, well, mine aren't. They're very important, but if I can't take care of them because I'm not taking care of myself, then I'm not doing the right thing. I have to care for myself first, and them second. Christians will tell you have to take care of yourself first, your husband second, and then your children. But my husband is independent. He could be if I wasn't here. He would just be doing what he was doing before we got married. So, But my kids are still exploring their world, and I need to be there to help them. So, because they have been very protected their whole lives, and now they know nothing about the world. Except what they learn on supernatural and anime videos. There is something wrong with their mother. Anyway, okay, so I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're just hanging out, doing, adult stuff, but also doing self-care and baby care, piggy care. So, and I recommend guinea pigs. They are easy to take care of. They're adorable. You just have to make sure they don't bite you. I got bit once on my hand, right here, right there. And it was this one up here. My Oreo, he bit my hand, and ouch, that thing bled like crazy. It was the weirdest thing. So I don't recommend. I recommend getting them as babies. Adults might already have deficiencies in socialization. But I mean, we got Oreo when he was a year old, and he was a sweetie. He just bit me because I wasn't holding him right or something. I don't know. The baby that we have, I take her out of there every night, and I just hold her for about an hour or so while I'm watching TV or eating or talking or whatever. So she gets her social time. Marshmallow is afraid of people, so she doesn't like me picking her up. But I try to every once in a while just to let her know, love you. So, okay, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.